In today's video,
How good the money is, this gotta seep into your subconscious at a particular point.
Fuck, exactly. Hello?
Hello. Oh my god, bitch, you messed it off my screen. You messed it off.
This is self-harm.
You would be surprised how a human being would be very, very upset at life if he has to keep getting fucked with like this. Like, the people around him are even fucking with this guy. I've seen him on multiple times on Instagram. Just everyone clowning him for fun, shits and giggles. This is fuck.
Put that on something.
Oh god, you don't.
I bet valid.
Oh god, you don't. Oh god. Oh my god, bitch, you messed it off my screen.
Go ahead and ask him the question.
Am I really ugly?
It's a foreign man in a foreign land. Fashion is cyclical. Another man's cringe is another man's trend. Incel content took off in the late 2010s and it fell off. I haven't seen any black pill content in quite some time. I thought that nature was healing. However, I stumbled upon the reincarnated admin of incel content, in which I call ugly baiting. Kai Cenat debuted Streamer University, which showcased waste man like Diddy G and Freaky Frost. But there was one guy I was unfamiliar with named Dabo. And after looking into him, I can safely say, at the risk of sounding very unk-s, the youths are not okay.
Hello, Dabo?
Yes.
I'm calling in regards of Streamer University.
Yeah.
With your barber and your maid.
Neusxanity X1. Like my own geek.
Hold on. Oh God. Hold on. Dog literally said Black Monkey. You can see it right here. His own chat calling him Black Monkey.
X1.
We can
Like my own geek.
campus. You're ugly as shit with that haircut. So we're gonna have to go ahead and give you an expel letter.
Wait, you did. Wait, you did.
Have a good night. Have a good
Wait,
night.
you.
Why is he wearing a head torch like a mechanic? Black barbers do this so that they can see a line better. They do this. So that isn't even like a weird streamer type thing. They do that. This is my first impression of Dabo. Kai Cenat expelling him for being ugly. And since I am in grade school, I don't find it funny when you make fun of things that people can't control. Dog called into his stream just to insult, man. This isn't like a one-off bit between Kai and Dabo. This is a whole genre. A genre of specifically black streamers leveraging their looks, or in their opinion, lack thereof, for views. We can come back to Dabo. I want to talk about someone else first. This is Cuffum. Cuffum might have the worst face of all time. I am not saying that. The caption is saying that, of course, courtesy of Cockademics.
Hey, done, but somebody be on TikTok.
You ugly. Why? You can't view our face.
So Cuffum is talking through a mask in a Mickey Mouse accent.
Hey, done, but somebody be on TikTok.
You ugly. Why? You can't view our face. Hello, I like your lens tag. Yo, hold on, wait. I like your lens tag. Hold on, he might be fun.
Cuffum isn't the first to do this. This app is literally called Monkey. This is the same format Omegle had, where you randomly assign like video calls with people and you can hang up on them if you don't want to talk to them. iShowSpeed used to speak in like a feminine voice and trap people into thinking that he was a girl and then start barking at him when the guy started to be horny. It's a whole thing. And apart from Russian rouletting random niggas beating their meat, there was a trend where you would do ratings from 1 to 10. This is a 23-year-old man, and his whole shtick is just shocking women by wearing a mask and then unveiling his face and then signing out. This man is basically humiliating himself for views. 3 immediate skips in a row because you're chopped. This man literally has a plague mask on.
I bet valid.
Zero.
I don't care how good the money is. This gotta seep into your subconscious at a particular point.
Fuck, exactly. Hello?
Hello. Oh my god, bitch, you messed it off my screen. You messed it off.
This is self-harm. To be putting yourself in a position where you've internalized people thinking that you're ugly, and then now you put yourself in a position to be called ugly. It resonated with me a lot because I was the fat friend growing up. I never felt like I had much value to offer outside of like being funny. And more times than not, my being funny was at my own expense. I have small ears. In grade school, there was a gal that religiously called me Shrek simply because I was chubby with small ears. I didn't mind it because at least that meant that I had some friends. And that was when I was a child. This man in his 20s, he feels as though the only viable path for him to gain not only fame, but friendship, that's the reason why he's doing this to himself. That's already a gut punch, but then you add the racial aspect to this and you have a whole nother kettle of fish. This is Cuffum up here. Cuffum asking, am I ugly? And then Essence replies, an image of a monkey. Oh God. You have a black man ugly baiting, and then the top reply is a pic of a literal monkey. It's minstrelsy. It's merging minstrelsy with inceldom. Except in incel logic, black men can't be incels because they're Tyrones. That brings us to annoying TV.
Hey, hold on, Jack. Come right here, come right here, come right here. Come right here. Come on, go ahead, go. Go ahead and ask him the question. Go ahead.
Am I really ugly?
From the name alone, calling himself Annoying TV, you could tell that he's playing into like an antagonistic persona. I get why he does this. When you get rejected by the scene, you'll double down on your differences. That's a great way to put it. The boy that is ousted by his village will burn it down to feel its warmth. Annoying TV, Dabo, all of these folks are internalizing what a society that is designed not to see you as human. They're internalizing what they're saying and saying, okay, I'm the bad guy. Sure, let me be the bad guy. If I'm gonna be the bad guy, I'm gonna be paid for it. And sure, like he is paid for it, but it does have deleterious effects to his own psyche.
I need you to do something, alright? You're gonna have to rate my man from 1 through 10.
And she was like, all right, let me see.
Let me see him.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like basically the phone was handed to Nora and she was like, oh my God.
I want to bring back up the anti-blackness aspect. Are you chopped or are you just blacked? Black, sorry, not blacked. Duke Dennis, his whole thing is being attractive. Duke Dennis got a bigger nose than all of these niggas. But Duke Dennis isn't seen as chopped. With that in mind, what are the qualifiers? There's acceptable parameters of blackness, right? A lot of features of black women is desirable, just not on black women. You could have black-centric features, but you can't be black. And the way the colorism works for black men in particular, black is seen as masculine, because black is associated with being in the field. So the darker you are, the more you're in the field. If you're in the field, that means you're strong enough to endure a lot of manual labor. And in a patriarchal society, we associate strength with something that is desirable. Why does Duke get a pass with his blackness and Dabo doesn't?
I'm gonna need you to do something, alright? You're gonna have to rate my man from 1 through 10.
And she was like, all right, let me see.
Let me see him.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like basically the phone was handed to Nora and she was like, oh my God.
Yo.
Oh my God.
Hey, send me that shit, my word.
4.5.
Oh my. Hey, but it went up from 3. It went up from 3. Trending up. Trending up, my boy.
Ain't nothing need to have you hunch over like that. Dog has subjected himself to being pilloried, jested, for likes, for proximity to Kai Cenat and AMP. So this rating game is like, it's essentially the same thing as Pop the Balloon and 20 women versus 1 man. And I want to push back against the idea that that's black YouTube or black content in general, because it ain't. It's just what people want to associate with black people. Because black people been talking sense, but it doesn't get the same acclaim as Kai and them do. Blackness is only acceptable for consumption when it plays to a stereotype in itself. In popular media, films that depict pain or proximity to pain or proximity to danger. Think of black trauma films. Think of the whole Zeus network, however many years a slave. When the Academy does nominate a black film, it has to be a film in which it's artistically portraying the black experience as being indigent, poor, or in pain. When we deviate from that model, we don't get the same traction. I'll bring it back to us. When we make videos that isn't centered amongst ourselves in proximity to some type of pain or antagonistic opposition or oppression, it don't do well. We be making music on Mondays. That does not do as well as niggas doing wild shit. If Jessie Jenner make a video about like trans joy, that ain't gonna do as well as her making a video about what that movie that say penis to vagina. Oh God. These chopped minstrel streamers are simply profiting off their pain. The more pain they're in, the more money they get, the more proximity to fame that they get. But after a while, this humiliation has to take a toll on you.
I started streaming because I was depressed. I got sickle cell. I can't play sports. Certain jobs I can't do. When you born with a sickness, bro, that shit really fuck with you. You feel me? I felt like I was born to be a failure. I feel like I couldn't do shit normal people could do.
If he's trying to get access into something that he can do in order to make money, Twitch might be an option for him. When you get to that point, you realize that, damn, the only time like when niggas actually paying attention to me is if I'm in pain, is if I'm being teased for how I look. Sickle cell can change the way that you look. It can change like your eyes. And a lot of people in the black community have sickle cell. Like shout out that UK film by Rapman where sickle cell was a superpower. A lot of black folks have sickle cell. But even though like it is something that like a lot of black people deal with, the stigma still persists in the black community. There's a man with a disability and you could hear the self-loathing in it too. Thinking you born to be a failure. That's what happens after years, decades, centuries of internalizing anti-blackness. You begin to believe that you're the thing that society sees you as. Bringing me to the worst of it. This is a kid. The real offenders are the parents. This child is 17 currently. The adults in proximity to him are the problem. You got Kai Cenat in his 20s making fun of him. The whole streamer community have designated this person as the jester for their community. He is being groomed. He is being groomed to look and present in a particular way so he could get access to gals. Grooming isn't sexual. Caption says, when I finally snap on bro who always complaining that there's no hulls. That is Black Boy Max. I got little cousins, but you ain't about to see me calling him chopped. How am I gonna call my little cousin ugly? Max's early 20s, 22. These babies, I don't want to infantilize them. I'm trying to lead with the empathy ethic. These are young men. Dabo's a child. They got time to change. I don't want to denigrate these folks. I want them to hopefully at some point, because obviously nobody around them is doing it, be pulled aside. Because I had niggas that came to me, basically the elders and unks them that came to me, and you know, like, cut that shit out. So obviously nobody near to them doing that. You probably got like a lot of toadies, a lot of yes men next to them. Kai's apogee in the streaming game, nobody's gonna tell them what they actually need to hear. But yeah, exactly. This is what happens when black masculinity is formed around roasting and misogyny. And that is a bonding practice. Misogyny is a bonding practice. They are laughing about his inability to get access to women. That's misogyny. Because the idea of chopped, what is that based on? His ability to get access to gal them. So if you can't, you're chopped. And then you get vituperated for being chopped. It's still based on gal them. It's still predicated on his ability to access women. He's 17 years old, getting shouted at by a light-skinned dude. So you got a dark-skinned teenager being shouted at by a light-skinned, and you got him telling you ugly. A light-skinned nigga could never tell me I ugly. What? You see me? There ain't no way. So we're talking about the grooming, right? You also have sexual grooming. Another aspect to this that isn't talked about enough. This is Aya. She just turned 18 and they have internet access and they are playing out a relationship online. The mechanism, the focal point of this relationship is essentially someone who is not attractive dating someone who is more attractive or relatively attractive. So you get situations like this where you basically have people saying that Dabo is passing on the chopped to Aya. Caption here says Dabo kissed Aya's forehead and she instantly got active.
The chopped saliva has entered the chopped molecule. You are slowly engaging onto the acne. Oh my fucking God. Nigga, did he give her acne?
He himself is playing into this idea that he's so undesirable that he could pass undesirability to someone else. Where are the parents indeed? Do teenagers engage with one another? Yes, sure. But not in front of thousands of people from varying degrees of age who are weighing in and perceiving them and commenting on their perception the whole time of their maturation. You know how dangerous that gotta be? To be getting that level of perception and commentary live, unmoderated perception on their commentary live, while you're in some of your most impressionable and formative years?
Dabble got bigger boobs than Aya.
No, he don't.
What you mean, bro?
It's because he need a bra. He don't got a bra. That's why they just sagging everywhere. Mine's when I take off the bra.
Kids. Oh, God. Children. Pickney them. How is it that this is still live? How has no one intervened? As a 17-year-old boy, she only a little bit older. You know the type of people inside the Twitch chat. Mind you, this is the same platform where they got hot tub streamers, but on the same Twitch, you have niggas probably pummeling, ramboing, rockying, creating their meat. Oh God. On the same Twitch platform, you gonna have a child.
Like they, you know what I mean? Like they come out, but he need a bra so they could.
These are kids, mind you, talking about things like this.
So what you most excited for today?
What y'all most excited for?
Yeah, today.
Girl, that after prom.
These are children that just went to prom. That's high school. These are high schoolers talking about after prom. How is this still up? They both minors.
I'm trying to get naked. That's one thing about me.
Really?
That after prom, I'm trying to. I want a Michael Jackson this time.
Baby, who said we getting naked?
It's killing me.
Wait, we should tell the chat. Aya is actually pregnant. We got a kid on the way. We got a kid on the way. Feel as though he's in the chat. We do got a kid on the way. Me, Aya, yes.
Oh, God.
Yes, baby bump. You know what I mean? We do got a kid on the way.
The reason why this is, quote unquote, worthy of being watched is because the dynamic is a boy that is perceived to be unattractive with a girl that is perceived to be attractive. It's the Peter Griffin and Lois situation. The difference is these are children being perceived as adults.
He doesn't make me come, so I don't know.
Put that on something.
On God, he don't.
Why are there teenagers talking about cum? How is this online?
He doesn't make me come, so I don't know.
Put that on something.
On God, he don't.
Put that on something.
On God, he don't.
On something.
On God, he don't. I don't know.
Put that on something.
On God, he don't.
Really?
Am I lying though?
Really?
Am I?
She said my car tight.
Lying though?
Really?
I'm getting old. The edit is the joke. They're making a joke on Dabo.
You think I'm a McDonald's type of bitch?
Fuck else are you?
What you mean the fuck out from what?
I blame everybody that enables this type of behavior. Not only the parents, this dude already been in proximity with Kai Cenat, one of the largest Twitch streamers. You got a kid with another kid, ugly baiting and making a parody of his own blackness. And you about to put him on a stage where he's going to be perceived by more people than he ever was able to in his own capacity. I mean, he started off this whole Streamers University debut with expelling him on the basis that he's ugly. That just sets the tone for what's gonna be the main course if and when he gets to Streamer University, making himself the butt of the joke by way of his looks, by way of his blackness. What I'm saying is this is mainstream. This isn't like some underground niche where it's extremely anti-black and it only exists on Nick Fuentes' channel or something. Mainstream minstrelsy, which shouldn't be surprising because the foundation of American entertainment is minstrelsy. The focal point of all of this, from Amos and Andy to Birth of a Nation, has always been minstrelsy. And it's not only the people engaged in it, but the people watching it. It gives license to anybody that has watched this to be absolutely anti-black towards people. Cuffham doing this right here, tweeting "Am I ugly?" and then someone replying with a literal monkey face. The only reason why this person feels emboldened enough to do that is because that is the environment that he's contributed to by way of parodying his own blackness. He is contributed to an environment where his blackness is then made mockery of. You culminate that with Nick Fuentes reclaiming the ability to say the N-word. Shiloh, or whatever the name, the white girl that basically called a black child that was going inside her bag nigga and then able to raise $500,000. Making the gal that was in her kitchen that said nigga just as easily as she said the word the, making her a Fox News pundit that could be side by side with black scholars like Mark Lamont Hill. They're put on the same playing field. An educated black man have the same social value as a white woman that went famous for simply saying the word nigga. And they could both be on Piers Morgan together. What a time. What a flicking time. And that's telling you what the stock is on black, to the point where black folks are buying their own stock in a way to make mockery of it, because their return on investment is better to gamble on stock of blackness by way of parroting it, minstrelling it, because they know that that at least plays to the already bigoted foundation.
Now, I agree with him wholeheartedly when I say this. He's actually completely correct when he starts talking about that. There are too many people on the internet, and you notice I have a lot of things about the humiliation rituals that keep going on, and I still don't understand why it keeps happening. Now, I can go over 1,000 times to try to understand why humiliation rituals are a thing, but this is the prime example that I always stated. Where did I tell you guys in that one video that I always stated that an IRL fan base is always against you all the time? This being one of those cases. So we got this dude literally humiliating himself just for likes and attention. Dude, when people tell you you're a coward and you should show your face, this is why you just keep yourself anonymous. I'm sorry, but on me, bro. Like, if you keep yourself anonymous, you're doing the smart thing. You're not being a coward by not showing your face on your profile pic or your social media. There are too many people who try to bait others into literally basically showing their face because someone's going to be like, you're a coward, your opinion doesn't matter. Okay, that's cool. Why do you think as a VTuber I don't even get that much views? Why? Because I haven't shown my face, and I think that's also why. Bro, if I showed my face right now, do you know how much views I would at least get for a small VTuber like myself? If I did a face reveal like Amelia Watson and a bunch of other VTubers, these guys would have been flocking to my shit and be like, finally, now I know who's behind this account. Like I said before, it is not that hard to dox somebody. So if anyone wants to do anything to me, they can do it. It does not require rocket science. They could just upload my face if I stare straight into the camera, and it's a free dub. It's a done deal. They can literally fuck with me as much as they want to. And then what's so fucking crazy about this is that it's never going to stop. The only way how you'll go viral nowadays is through humiliation. And people will literally gaslight you and manipulate you into believing that you are a actually brave person. That's a fucking lie. I'm telling you right now, that is a fucking lie. They know they're lying, and they know they're gonna force you into doing it. Do you know how dangerous it is to just reveal your face towards the internet? Look at this dude. Look, okay. We'll show you Exhibit A. Look at this guy. Dude is getting off to being humiliated by multiple people a day. Getting humiliated and bullied by Kai Cenat out of all people. Do you see what I'm talking about? This is why showing your IRL face is not worth it. Sometimes I feel like a little insecurity would not hurt. For real, like, having a little insecurity is not wrong to have. When you're like confident, there's a problem with you because you lack the common sense an insecure person has. They have more awareness when it understands to coming down to the one thing that they don't want to admit. Is basically saying that if I'm going to go out there, what's the punishment for me? That's what they're saying to themselves. An insecure person would ask themselves that question before revealing their face towards the world. How am I going to handle this problem? How am I going to handle being on the internet? How am I going to be actually able to negate all this shit talking? An insecure person has more things prepared than a confident person. A confident person believes they literally know what they're doing, and after that, this is one of those guys who's confident enough to not give a fuck about his own looks to some extent. But again, subconsciously, as Foreign Friday said, this is seeping into his psyche slowly. Watch the rapport build up and build up for him to just crash out and literally be on some just some depression shit. So, like I said, watch this guy be on some depression shit and be miserable because of how he's being treated. You would be surprised how a human being would be very, very upset at life if he has to keep getting fucked with like this. Like, the people around him are even fucking with this guy. I've seen him on multiple times on Instagram. Just everyone clowning him for fun, shits and giggles. This is fucked up. And then you look at this dude with the acne, and it's just damn near crazy. My guy is intentionally letting himself go and not trying to clean his skin. He's not using no survey, nothing. Just giving in to uncleanliness because it makes everything entertaining. See, I'm the type of dude that will ruin everyone's fun. I'm not gonna lie. If I saw this dude, I would literally help him out. And a bunch of other dudes behind him are going to tell me to like shut the fuck up because they're getting pissed off that I'm ruining their entertainment. I'm the type of person that will ruin your entertainment just so I can help someone else's mental health. I'm the only one that would do that. You would never get a friend like me. I'll tell you that much. You guys will never get a friend like me. Without someone like me telling you, hey bro, you don't need to keep humiliating yourself. We can find a different way. But this ain't it, bro. This ain't it. And they're gonna be like, shut the fuck up. They're gonna be like, shut the fuck up, nigga. Why you keep saying shit? Like, he already knows. He's confident enough. You don't have to try to do all that weirdo shit. I'm not even gonna answer you, bro. I'm just gonna let you keep talking. Because at the end of the day, I know what I meant. I'm going to help him out regardless. You could talk your shit and it wouldn't mean any difference. If possible, it might be a whole ass physical fight between me and that guy. Because I'm not going to be talked to like I'm shit just because I'm calling you out for who you are. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that will make this Daibo dude suffer and literally keep recording it. And if someone once more like me comes into the play, they'll try every single way to stop me from helping this dude out. I'm telling you, bro. It's not even this generation is cooked. This has been like this for a cool minute. Even before my generation. Millennials were doing it to an extent when YouTube was in its like early stages. Like, people were getting doxxed left and right for the entertainment and the sake of someone else's fun. So, just let that be known. These are the types of people that you wouldn't look past at all as evil. This is a sadistic act to me. Because you're purposely humiliating this dude knowing damn well he can't help it. So he just takes in humiliation after humiliation and just sucks it up like whatever you want to call it, like a man. At least he shows his face. Yeah, okay. Sure, show my face. So you can just clown on me? Yeah, no. You don't get that right. I'll show my face when my subscriber goal or my partnership is unlocked. Other than that, I refuse to show my face. Fuck all that shit. I'll show my face with an actual purpose, rather than just off the rip and just showing it to everybody so people can mock and gawk and use me as like a material source of just pure jesterous behavior. I'm not gonna be that dude. Rather be insecure and be honest with myself than be a liar and just say I'm gonna go with the flow for the internet. Not entertaining you. My mental health matters more than you. I'll tell you guys that much. I don't want to be a dick, but my mental health matters more than you. I would choose my mental health over you any day. You will not get the entertainment you're asking for or you're desperate for. Fuck off. Anyways. Let's go back to the dumb fucking question. Or more likely the nigga calling him this shit. Hold on.
Adults in proximity to him are the problem. You got Kai Cenat in his 20s making fun of him. The whole streamer community have designated this person as the jester for their community. He is being groomed. He is being groomed to look and present in a particular way so he can get access to gals. Grooming isn't sexual.
When people talk about Chopped, I'm really gonna be honest with you. If I hear anyone call me Chopped personally on me, it's gonna be, I won't say a problem, but I will check you and be like, I'm not ugly. I just simply don't want anything over here. Fuck. Like, bro calling people chopped and shit. Like, nigga, who you calling chopped? You a fucking weirdo. If motherfuckers are calling other individuals chopped, you don't want to get to that point, bruh. Like, these types of new terms are just dumb as shit. Like, especially Playboy Max calling someone chopped and ugly. Clearly should not be talking. I mean, you look awkward as hell, but we can all go into that story if we wanted to. Like, the fuck? Who you gonna call people chopped for? It's so fucking stupid and childish. Like, these humiliation rituals honestly piss me off. This is some inhumane shit. Like, if it's me, bro, he didn't check him. He's afraid. Whoever this is, he's afraid to check him. He's literally afraid to check him because he knows what's going to happen if he speaks out against him. He's just going to kick him out of the room and talk to him, or either just kick him out of the house entirely. That's how you know when you're in an environment that's intentionally abusive. That's how you gotta stand up for yourself. You can't sit there and just take the abuse. It's unfair. Bro, satire or not, fuck that shit. I don't care. Fuck satire behavior. Sick of people using that word anyway. It's overused as it is to like excuse bad actions. Like, look at this dude.
The aspect to this that isn't talked about enough. This is Aya. She just turned 18 and they have internet access and they are playing out a relationship online. The mechanism, the focal point of this relationship is essentially someone who is not attractive dating someone who is more attractive.
Nigga, did he give her acne?
He himself is playing into this idea that he's so undesirable.
Everywhere.
And honestly, he had a point, Foreign had a point about these minors being unsupervised too. They talking about sex and shit. Where the fuck is the parents in all this? I swear, like, today's world, we just have these half-ass parents that just exist for absolutely nothing. All I can say to you guys, I'm grateful I have mine and actually taught me shit. This is why I have such a good conscience of shit. I'm just not out here, you know, saying things just for the sake of my entertainment. And you know, speaking of entertainment, I never really got to tell you guys this. I feel like humor or humorous addiction is far worse than corn addiction. Yeah, I said it. I believe humor addiction is far worse than corn addiction. Because every single time that someone is addicted to humor, they end up losing consciousness of what they say and what they laugh at. It becomes an instinct. See, that's the problem with humor, is that it has no limits. And with no limits, you start to laugh at the wrong things. I kid you not, bro. Like, some of these guys, they need help. Like, people are literally using other people's misery as a source of material to laugh. It's one thing if it's a damn locale. That's deserved because they knew better. But then someone like this who's just getting forced into it and literally making himself look like he's ugly. Come on now, bro. Like, there's ways that this guy can change things around instead of humiliating himself. And that's why humor addiction is like far worse than corn addiction, because you just don't know your limits and you don't stop laughing either. It shows how childish you are as a person. That's how you know individuals like that, you gotta just, bro, you gotta look out for them, because you know they could be on some really depressing stuff. Someone's always gotta look out for this dude. Real. Like, it's so sad. Like, bro, this is what I consider a dating prank at this point. If you guys know what my video is on a dating prank, I'll put it quickly in a clip. I'll put it quickly in a clip or something like that and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because the dating prank is very similar to this, but this is far worse. This is a new version of a dating prank on a more fucked up level. And I keep hammering this home about a dating prank. Back in the day, when I was in high school, it was kind of more privated. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you didn't have a whole ass audience, you just had a circle of people who watched it, which means only an elite circle of those people who didn't fuck with me were seeing shit. But this is some decrepit evil shit. Like, how do you feel satisfied for messing with this dude? And you know, someone like me who calls this out wouldn't have been just considered sensitive. It's just crazy how the world just loves to call people sensitive now, especially chronically online motherfuckers. Call me sensitive for what? Because I'm calling it out? I got you. Yeah, let me be evil and unkind. Let me do that. Don't we already have enough of that in the world? I mean, sure, let me be evil. That makes so much more sense. Such a better idea to do. Just be a fucked up person because, oh, well, I couldn't help myself. I have issues, I had to laugh. Okay. Yeah. You just had to laugh. Gotcha, bro. Awesome. Feel good about yourself. Awesome. Now you can go to sleep and sleep like a little stupid ass baby.
With a girl that is on a stage where he's going to be perceived by more people than he ever was able to in his own capacity. That is the environment.
And then I wanted to talk about this right here. So, honestly, dumbasses like him keep inviting that energy. And one thing that Foreign said is that basically because you keep inviting that energy, this is what it is. And he's right. Look, this picture is even the equivalent of a hard R. You might as well just say it. You don't have to hide it, lady. Like, and this person is a professional visionary. Real person. Right, yeah. I mean, you know this person's got a job and feels this way about any black person that she comes across. You just can't say it. Like, there's a reason why certain people who have their face out should get fired from their job too. This being one of those prime examples. Freedom of speech or not, you can't be at a job and have an issue with a race. If you don't like them, you just shouldn't be at your job. That's why I feel like the jobs nowadays should actually have like a requirement to see who hates what and check their social medias. So if you feel a certain way about like say Mexicans, and you're ringing them up, but you're being all aggressive for no reason, if they report that in, it should be like something where they actually had to post proof of that person or employee acting up around only Mexicans. But you know how this person is. I had to remember Twitter is so worthless now that I'm starting to get away from it. Like, it's all just Donald Trump propaganda at this point, and I haven't seen anything that's recommended to me that's actually the stuff that I liked. So, damn, upsetting. You guys have to understand with this environment, this is what he invites. This is what someone like this invites, and it's their fault. So when you're humiliating yourself, no one's not trying to encourage you. We're actually trying to shit on you further than it was before. But I guess you didn't get the memo of not understanding that I don't see you as human. Maybe that didn't come across correctly. But I mean, I don't see you as human, so I'm allowed to freely disrespect you as a person and be as possibly racist as possible. Because it makes me feel good and I can go to sleep tonight because I rage baited you. Was it worth it? You gotta ask yourself the question, was it worth it subconsciously? Just to yourself, look in the mirror and just be like, hey man, is it worth this? Is it worth hurting myself for views? Is it worth showing my face online so people can show up at my house and literally talk shit about me? Is it worth it? It shouldn't be. But you did it anyway. Alright guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. If you are going to be a content creator, please don't humiliate yourself for views. Have some respect. You know better than this. Look out for someone's mental health like this, man. Like, you never know what they're going through. You lose them, it's going to be kind of your fault for not trying. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Hi, I'm Lucy Christian. I am the voice of Otako Uraraka, and you should subscribe to Neusxanity's channel. Peace out!